My house knows I'm home before I open the door. It doesn't need a motion sensor, it doesn't need a camera, and it doesn't need me to say a word. It just knows. And if you're like me, you've spent hours building automations that do nothing but make you question your own sanity. Let me show you how to stop wasting time on useless setups and build 5 real-world solutions that actually work. By the end of this, you'll have presence detection that works through walls, a smart heater that turns on at 5 p.m. and off at bedtime, a dehumidifier that alerts when the tank is full, battery alerts for all your devices, and an office motion light that only turns on during work hours. No more guesswork. No more false triggers. Just systems that understand your life. Standard presence detection is broken. Here's why. Most people rely on motion sensors or door sensors to figure out if someone's home. But motion sensors are useless in open-plan spaces, door sensors break when you forget to close the door, and all of it requires a ton of hardware. Worse, these setups don't account for things like work-from-home days or when you're just running errands. You end up with lights turning on when you're not there, heaters running when no one's home, and notifications that never make sense. It's not just inefficient, it's actively annoying. Let's start with the simplest fix: sunset-triggered ambient lights. This automation uses the sun's position to turn on your evening lights. It's not about timing, it's about context. When the sun sets, the house knows it's time to dim the lights, lower the blinds, and shift the mood. The YAML for this is straightforward. It listens for the sunset event and triggers a scene called evening_relaxed. But here's the kicker: this doesn't just turn on lights. It adjusts the brightness based on the time of year and your preferences. The input_number.ortrix_brightness lets you tweak the intensity, and the scene.evening_relaxed handles everything from the Ortrix display to the Alexa devices. It's not a gimmick, it's a seamless shift from day to night. Next up, the smart heater. This one's a classic example of how to avoid overcomplicating things. The heater is controlled by a switch.heater connected to a smart plug, and it's managed by 2 automations: heater_evening_on and heater_bedtime_off. The evening automation turns it on at 5 p.m., but only if someone's home. That's where the presence zones come in. The home, work, and nursery zones determine if the heater should run. If the phone trackers are in home or nursery, the heater kicks in. If they are in work, it stays off. The bedtime automation then turns it off at a set time, but again, it checks the zones first. This isn't just about saving energy, it's about making sure the heater runs only when needed. No more waking up to a cold house or paying for heat when no one's there. Now, let's talk about the dehumidifier. This one's a lifesaver. The sensor.dcc_sourced_smart_electricity_meter_cost_today tracks your energy usage, but the real magic is the automation.heater_low_temperature that alerts when the tank is full. Wait, no, it's not about the heater. It's about the dehumidifier. The setup uses a sensor to monitor the tank level and sends a notification when it's full. But here's the twist: it doesn't just alert you, it integrates with your Alexa media player to announce the status. So when the tank fills up, you get a voice notification saying, "Dehumidifier tank is full. Please empty it." No more forgetting, no more manual checks. It's proactive, not reactive. Battery alerts are another must. Your phones, smart speakers, and even the Alexa media player all have battery levels that need monitoring. The setup uses input_boolean.bedtime_mode and away_mode to determine when to send alerts. For example, if you're in away_mode, the system checks the battery of your device_tracker.phone_1 and device_tracker.phone_2. If either drops below 20%, it triggers a script that sends a notification to your Alexa media player. This isn't just about convenience, it's about staying connected. You never get caught with a dead phone again, and you know exactly when to charge your devices. Finally, the office motion light. This one's a perfect example of how to use presence zones without motion sensors. The automation arrives, leaves _home checks the device _tracker phone _1 and device _tracker phone _2 to determine if someone's at work. If they are, the scene office lighting turns on the motion light, but only during work hours. The input boolean guest mode and do not disturb settings override this if needed, ensuring the light doesn't activate during meetings or quiet hours. It's not about motion, it's about context. The light knows when to be on and when to stay off. Let's walk through the setup. Start with the sunset ambient lights automation. It listens for the sunset event, which is triggered by the sun platform. When it happens, it turns on the scene evening relaxed. This scene adjusts the Ortrix 3 Ultra brightness using input number Ortrix brightness and syncs with all Alexa Echo devices to dim the lights. No motion sensors, no false triggers, just a seamless transition. Next, the heater. The heater evening on automation runs at 5 p.m., but only if their home or nursery zones are active. The device tracker phone _1 and device tracker phone _2 determine presence, and the tailscale VPN tracking ensures the system knows where everyone is. If someone's in work, the heater stays off. The heater bedtime off automation then turns it off at a set time, again checking the zones. This isn't just about energy savings, it's about comfort. You don't have to worry about the heater running when no one's home. The dehumidifier alert uses the sensor.dcc sourced smart electricity meter cost today to track energy usage, but the real magic is the automation heater low temperature. Wait, no, that's the heater. The dehumidifier alert is handled by a separate sensor that monitors the tank level. When it's full, it triggers a script that sends a notification to the Alexa media player. This integration ensures you're always aware of the dehumidifier's status without needing to check manually. Battery alerts are managed through the input boolean bedtime mode and away mode. If you're in away mode, the system checks the battery levels of your device tracker phone _1 and device tracker phone _2. If either drops below 20%, it triggers a script that sends a notification to your Alexa media player. This setup ensures you're never caught with a dead phone, and you know exactly when to charge your devices. The office motion light uses the automation arrives, leaves home to determine if someone's at work. If they are, the scene office lighting turns on the motion light, but only during work hours. The input boolean guest mode and do not disturb settings override this if needed, ensuring the light doesn't activate during meetings or quiet hours. This setup uses presence zones instead of motion sensors, making it more reliable and less prone to false triggers. When it works, it's seamless. I walk in the door, and before I've put my keys down, Alexa says, "Dinner is ready." The lights dim, the heater kicks in, and the dehumidifier alerts me when the tank is full. No more guessing, no more manual checks. Everything just knows. Here's what we built: a system that understands your life, not just your devices.